Hi, so you're going to want to do the Proving Grounds before the MOP Remix event ends, otherwise it's going to become vastly harder to do. So this is not going to be a guide in terms of specific mechanics and such. You can look those up on Wowhead, but it's going to be more related to um, achievements and what your general goals are going to be and such stuff like that. So first off, what is Proving Grounds? So basically, Proving Grounds is a special solo scenario that they introduced during Miss and Pandaria that allowed people to queue up and basically practice your classes and specs without having to make other people mad. So think of it kind of like LFR, dungeons, practice dummies, kind of all rolled into one as a solo, as a scenario for individual people, or kind of like a precursor to the follower dungeons. So you're basically able to queue up for a scenario and practice your skills and try and get better at your class and spec without having to make other players get pissed off at you for whatever. We all know that experience. It can also be kind of challenging, so this is actually allows people of all skill ranges to come in and practice. Just the way they designed it allows people from beginner to medium to expert to come in and practice and try and get better at whatever class and spec that they're working at. And you're going to want to do this because there are achievements and titles. So basically, you have, if you go to expansion features, Proving Grounds, you got various achievements and titles that you're going to want to get. If you don't really care about them, then you don't really have to do this at all. But if you care about getting these titles and achievements, you're definitely going to want to knock it out during this event. And the reason that you're going to want to knock it out during this event specifically is because of your cloak. So I'll get into that later, but basically your cloak and having a high thread count on your cloak is what's actually going to make you able to cheese this, basically. So in terms of where it's located, it is located in the Kunlai Summit at the Temple of the White Tiger, just north of the Infinite Bazaar area. So you can see I'm at the Infinite Bazaar area in Kunlai Summit, and directly in front of me to the north is the Temple of the White Tiger. So here, if you look at the map, Kunlai Summit is up here. It's kind of near the Mogushon Vaults raid. But yeah, if you basically come up here, Temple of the White Tiger, the Infinite Bazaar is like right here, Temple of the White Tiger directly north, and the Temple of the White Tiger is the Proving Grounds. So there's no actual precursor to starting it. You just have to fly in directly into the entrance, and right next to the entrance is the Trial Master Roton, and you just have to talk to him to enter the Proving Ground scenario. So once you're actually in the scenario, it's kind of like a scenario inception. That's where you basically queue up as either damage, tank, or healer. Whichever scenario type you want to run is, you would talk to them again, and you would queue up as that. So you can see here, even though I'm a hunter, you can queue up as damage, you can queue up as tank, you can queue up as healer. So it doesn't matter what your class is, what your spec is, you can queue up as damage, tank, or healer, regardless of what your class and spec is. It also has various stages or levels to each of these. So you can see under tank, I've completed the tank version, and so you in order to unlock each one, you have to complete the previous one. So you have to do bronze, then silver, then gold, and then finally endless. So you can see I have not actually completed the healer. I've not actually completed the damage because I've only unlocked bronze and silver. So I've only done bronze because silver's unlocked. So I haven't actually completed silver on as a healer or damage on this specific character. Once you unlock the endless waves, basically you only have to go through 30 waves, which takes about 30 minutes. But it can go, you can basically have endless waves. There's just no actual point in doing anything past wave 30 because there's no additional achievements for it. In addition to that, so some of the items you have will work. So some of these items will work, some of these items will not work. You do get a Hearthstone, which is kind of nice, or Healthstone. You're not going to be able to regain HP or mana except on Endless Wave. On the endless waves, every 10th wave, you can basically sit down and eat to regain HP and mana. But beyond that, you're not going to be able to sit down and eat to regain any HP or mana. So it's just going to be regain HP or mana through whatever healing abilities or natural stuff that you have. In addition to that, your item level is going to be kind of normalized. It doesn't matter what your item level is because it's just going to normalize all your gear, which is part of the reason you can't cheese this normally. So you can basically come in here with any gear you want. I believe there's like some stuff involving like trinkets where like if you have specialized trinkets, some people can come in here with like specialized trinkets to get a little bit of extra damage or healing or whatever. But short of that, like as far as like all your other item level stuff and everything, like it all gets normalized. And in terms of MOP Remix specifically, all your gems get disabled. So even if you got like all your gear and gems and everything, like all your special abilities you get from your gems and gear, all of it's disabled. So while normally this would make it very, very challenging, the cloak is unique. So because of the way the cloak works in MOP Remix, even though it's 3, 4, 6 item level, they don't actually disable the cloak itself. So because that's a buff that you get, all the stats you get from your cloak will actually still be on you. So even though you may not have like all of your gems, all the stats from your gems and everything, and all the special abilities from your gems, you're still going to have very, very, if you level up your cloak and get enough threads in your cloak will allow you to have a ton of stamina, a ton of speed, haste, crit, primary stat, all of it. So that will allow you to effectively just demolish this scenario. So yeah, basically you're going to want to level up your cloak, and once you've leveled up your cloak, then you're going to want to come in here. I'm not sure if this was intended or if this was an oversight or whatever, but this definitely makes it so getting your achievements are vastly, vastly easier this way. So in terms of goals, so first off, I would actually highly recommend you pick a class that's capable of healing another target. And the reason for that is if you don't do that, you're going to have to actually level up at least 2 characters. One that can do that, and then another one that's DPS or whatever. Because it doesn't matter how good your item level is and how high your item level is, or stat-wise and everything. Unfortunately, the healing portion, you're going to have to basically be able to heal at least occasionally Otherwise, you're not going to be able to complete the healing achievements. So you will want to make sure you have a class that can heal um, some sort of ability that can heal another target. So, for example, if you watch me queue up as healer, you can see I have a party, and the problem is they don't heal in between. So even if I can kill these guys very quickly, you can see like the tank, he's already at 92% HP. So there's basically no way for me to actually heal him since I'm supposed to be the healer. And I'm a hunter. I have no way to heal him, and because I have no way to heal him, and he doesn't heal in between the waves, um, effectively at some point that damage is going to be accumulating, and he's going to die. There's just no way to get around it because the mobs, they'll do both AoE damage, and then because he's a tank, he'll take aggro from you. So it's just gonna basically, there's no way around it. Like, you can easily get through several waves, but at some point you're gonna have to be able to heal him, and if you can't heal him, he's gonna die. And if any one of these people die, you will lose the. It'll automatically like kick you out of the scenario and be like, you lose. So you can see like I'm on wave 3 and he's at 78% HP. So you're definitely going to have a class that has at least one ability that can heal another target. So paladin, shaman, priest, all whatever other classes. So but yeah, that's basically the main reason you want to have do this on a class that can heal. If you do not do this on a class that can heal, you're not going to be able to get through. So you can see I'm only like halfway through. Tank's almost dead. If I had the ability to heal, I could just heal him in between the waves and it wouldn't be a problem. But unfortunately, I don't have the ability to heal. So yeah, paladin, shaman, priest, monk. I'm not sure what other. Druid. So, and again, you can't simply take. You're not going to be able to take threat. Like, you'll be able to gain threat at some point, but because he's a tank, he's going to be taunting off you. So because he taunts off you, he's just going to take damage. So you can see he's almost dead. But yeah, the tanking one. So healing, definitely you need to make sure you have a healer, some class that can heal for that one. Tanking one you can do as any class. It's super easy. Honestly, I just did the entire tanking one as DPS because basically, as long as you can attack the target, you're going to get threat. Because the only other person you have in there is going to be a healer NPC, and so as long as you're able to attack the targets, the healer NPC will be able to heal you. It'll heal itself. So you can see the trial has ended because the tank died. But yeah, so if we could come over here though and do tanking, you can see the only other NPC here is a one in the center, and he will do damage and he will heal. You don't have, basically you're going to be able to take aggro, so you don't have to worry about it. As long as you can hit all the targets as they spawn, you're going to be able to grab aggro just because you're going to do so much damage. And as long as your cloak and everything is high enough, you'll just completely demolish a tanking one. regardless of what class you pick. So you don't actually have to be a tank to complete the tanking one. DPS is also pretty easy. You can basically just go through as DPS. You don't have to worry about anyone else at all. And because your cloak's going to be high and everything, you're just going to easily demolish it. So I would say picking a ranged class, or a class that has the ability to do like range damage, like Hunter, Shadow Priest, stuff like that. That's going to probably make it a lot easier for this, just because you're going to want to be able to like get threat and attack from afar. You don't have to pick a range class. It just makes it a little bit easier in terms of actually getting to them before that they can get to the guy in the center. But it doesn't really matter too much, because the guy in the center is going to heal himself, heal you, so you're good. Yeah, so basically DPS is easy, tanking is easy. Just make sure you try and pick a class that can actually heal, and otherwise you'll have to have 2 people who can do this. So you can see, because because I did this as a hunter, I had to actually like level up a resto shaman and then complete the healing portion of the achievements as a resto shaman. But it just kind of made it a little bit annoying having to get more cloak threads on a different tune. But yeah, again, tanking and DPS ones, super easy to do. You can do them on any class without any issues. So in terms of goals, again, your goals for this is you're going to want to be completing the achievements. So you can see here you have basically the 3 main achievements is going to be completing Endless Wave 30 as a DPS, Endless Wave 30 as a tank, and Endless Wave 30 as a healer. And they're all BOA. So you don't have to be doing it only on one tune. It just makes it easier in terms of like getting your cloak threads and everything if you can do it on one tune. But you don't have to do it on one tune to get the achievements. But yeah, so basically you're going to have to go through, unlock bronze, unlock silver, unlock gold, and then on Endless Waves you just go through Endless Waves 30, and once you get to the Endless Waves 30, that's where you're going to go ahead and leave the scenario, and only once you leave the scenario do you actually get the achievement. So the achievement won't pop up immediately. It's only going to be once you actually leave the scenario that you actually get the achievement. So just be aware that like if you're not seeing the achievements pop up, it's only once the scenario actually you leave the scenario that you'll actually get the achievement. So just don't worry about that too much. Just be like, okay, I'm done with Endless Wave rank 30 for tank, healer, whatever, and then just leave and it'll pop up. Now there is the achievement You're Doing It Wrong, and basically what that one is if you do any of these as a spec you are not actually like spec for. So for example, with me being a hunter, if I do healer or if I do tank because I'm a hunter, you get the achievement You're Doing It Wrong if you get silver. So if you get gold, you actually get a feat of strength. You are really doing it wrong. So basically, this is going to be one of the chief goals you're going to want to do. Is you're going to want to do one of these specs as the wrong spec. So it really doesn't matter like which one you're doing. Personally, I find it super easy to just go in as a DPS, and as a DPS do the tank ones, just because it's really really easy if you have a good cloak. So, but basically, I mean, you could be a healer and then do the tank one or DPS one as a healer. You could do, um, you could be a shadow priest doing healing. It doesn't really matter. Basically, just do it as the wrong spec, and you'll get the achievement in feat of strength once you hit silver and gold. There is no actual achievement for, however, if you do like endless wave rank 30, you don't get an achievement for doing endless wave rank 30, or any of the endless waves as the wrong spec. So you can be the correct spec, you can be the non-correct spec. It doesn't really matter, but there's no achievement for it. You only have to get silver or gold. Well, silver for the achievement, gold for the feat of strength, as the incorrect spec. But that's basically your main goal, is to get that feat of strength as the wrong spec, and get the endless wave rank 30 as, for healing, tank, and DPS. And that's really it. Like, that's really all you have to do. So the hardest part is just getting the cloak threads. And once you have the cloak threads, I'd say probably get around like 30,000. Yeah, if you can get like around cloak rank 30,000 or something, or I believe like with my resto shaman, I was able to do it with my resto shaman once I had about uh, 8 or 9,000 intelligence, whatever that is. So you don't have to get like super super high like I am right now. Just kind of get like a decent amount of cloak threads, and you'll be able to do it. Knock it out. It just gets easier and easier and easier to do as your thread count is higher. Um, but yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. So just go ahead, do the proving ground achievements, get them knocked out. You can still do these on the regular live version of the game. It's just going to be a whole lot harder because there's no way to really cheese, in terms of like getting more stats or anything like that. So it's going to be a lot harder to do in the regular version of the game. But if you can get them done during this MOP Remix event while you have the cloak, getting the cloak really high is just going to make it super, super easy to do, so you can knock them out. I had the DPS version already knocked out like during MOP, but I was never able to get the tank or healer one until now, or especially the one where you have to do it as the wrong spec. So there are some people who were able to do it, and those people are definitely very very skilled. So, but yeah. So hopefully you found this information helpful, and good luck getting your achievement.